works. I hope. Okay. I wonder if I can split screen this with a map app. I think I can. Oh no, I might maybe streaming it in what the hell? I'm just gonna wipe the I'm gonna wipe the oh yeah, that's better. Wipe the Lanza. Okay, I'm streaming in horizontal mode, I guess. Hello, Mr. TXT. Right. Oh, shoot. Welcome, Corentin Dorothy. I'm testing if I can stream from on the mobile network. I just wanted to see if that's possible. Because I might want to stream something in the future. Oh. Okay, but it seems like using a map is a no-go in this mode. At least not easily. All right. Let's see. What do we have here? Car vlog is back. It could be. Welcome, Tamil Film Zone TFZ. Oh, that's a recurrent. No, actually, it's not a recurrent. Shit. Shit. Okay, I need to switch out T. Let's see. I should be back now. Am I back? It certainly isn't ideal for you know, driving and streaming at the same time. Also, I wonder if it's horizontal now. Dagnabbit. Maybe I'm gonna flip it. Yeah. I wanted to avoid it being flipped. Plus, the framing is really tight now, and I don't like that. But it seems I cannot avoid that. Oh my goodness, the frame is so tight. Now it is claustrophobic. It's right in your face. Right in your face. I need to fix that. Wait a second. Huh. Okay. I think I have an idea. Thankfully I have two magic arms strung together, so I can do whatever. Two magic arms strung together, so I can do whatever. Okay, got a map. I am streaming. I'm streaming at ya. Show me the chat, you twat. How is Vitalium? I should have something to read the chat for me, because I'm not be able to read. I'm just gonna ramble on. Vitalium. Vitalium is it's doing good. It's got its basics, and yeah, it's missing presets and, you know, LFO presets and oscillator presets and samples, noise samples, that is. Oh, I forgot something. This. Oh, my framing is still bad. Holy shit. Let me fix that for you real quick. Oh, because it's not tight enough. Is it? This is more difficult than I thought. What is there? Is that the Arch user? Yes, it is! You proprietary bitch! I should have a text-to-speech that would read me the comments, because I can't read them right now. If I was in a Jitsi call where someone else would read the questions, then it could work totally. Now we're gonna test how well does this little two magic arms attached to a glove box edge thingy working out in the car. Yay! Yay! And yes, there's been some new plugins by Air Windows. Did you see? X bandpass, X notch, and X range, X region, sorry. And then the B plugin suite has added a B.anger, so banger plugin. I think that's a fantastic name. Banger, banger, banger. And try and read some chat. I don't see any chat. Holy shit. Show me the chat. Alrighty. Yeah, I wonder how well this streaming works. Hey Unfa from Korea, welcome. Welcome, dear viewer from Korea. At last you can have Creative Commons stream on YouTube. You can. I think. It's pretty yeah, this is rush hour, so I'm afraid I'm gonna need to wait a bit in this traffic jam. On the other hand, I have some time to read the chat. Yeah, if you expected a proper live stream, this isn't it. It's just a test to see if I can stream from a phone, because I may want to do that. I don't know, go to the woods with a laptop, connect this thingy to provide network, and yeah, and just stream some stuff. How am I gonna fit in this traffic? It's gonna be difficult. You guys let me go. Could be nice. Oh no, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Can I please have this spot? Thank you so much. I'm gonna go turn around. Are you using Arch on your phone? I am not using Arch Linux on my phone. Unfortunately, this is Android. My phone is a OnePlus 5T, and it's running the OnePlus ROM, which is called Oxygen OS. I am not sure if it's possible to install a clear Linux ROM on this thing. I don't think so. I guess something like Endeavor. What it was called? Aftermarket OS or something. I don't know. There's been some Android forks that provide a more liberal experience, I guess, but it's not. I don't think it's possible to run like real Linux on this phone, unfortunately. Yeah, but I've been thinking about maybe getting a PinePhone at some point, or Librem 5 is a bit expensive, but PinePhone might be great. So the phone I have right now is still doing pretty good. I didn't even have to swap out the battery yet, and I've had it since the first Sonoy. No, the first Sonoy I didn't have it. I bought it after first Sonoy, and this year it would be 4th Sony, so it was 4 years ago. No, 3 years ago, something like that. It feels forever. Yay. So this phone is still quite new in my standard, so I don't want to switch it out because I just can't justify the cost of getting another phone so quickly. But once there is time to get a new phone, I will most likely take a deep look at the Linux phones at the time. Maybe I will get one. Then I can SSH into the phone and do some weird stuff. Do other things. Oh, I should go straight forward. Yeah, I think the traffic is less right now. Oh, I see someone wrote something, but I can't read it at the moment. Cause I'm driving a car, yeah. I don't wanna cause some trouble on the road. Oh yeah. I wonder how the sound is. I have this lavalier mic. I have it with me, but my headphone jack is broken, so I can't really plug it into this thing. Unfortunately, because that would give us much better audio. And yeah, I was trying if I can connect my my camera, my Lumix GH5 via a borrowed Camlink 4K, but my phone can't detect it, so I can't use it as a webcam for the phone, which could also then take the, oh my goodness, could possibly maybe take the headphone, sorry, take the microphone input and feed it to the phone as well. But for, I think for actual streaming, I would try to use the camera on a stand if I wanted to, like, stream a real event from from the woods or something, because that would be fun. Oh, that's there. I'm pretty close to my destination. Then I would try to use my camera. Oh, so that oh. I would not get the audio from it, so I would have to supply the audio separately. Well, I would figure something out. I could use my headphones. They have a microphone on the cable, so the cable is damaged. It nearly broke its tip. So, show me the chat, will ya? So, I may not be able to use that one. I have a spare cable, but it doesn't have the microphone. Another option is to use Bluetooth headphones with a laptop. Hi, unfa. Caught you live finally. Lol. Sorry that's in the car. But it's live, indeed. Drive safe. I will. Thanks. I would not do this if I didn't feel 100% safe doing this. Because, you know, if anything happens that requires my attention, I'm just gonna shut the fuck up. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to just shut up, focus on driving. Honestly, I feel more distracted when I have a passenger who's talking to me, because they query my brain and generate processing that I did not expect or trigger myself, which like interrupts my train of thought, and that really makes it harder to drive, and I make some mistakes, like, you know, miss a turn or something like that. But when I'm just talking to myself, I don't have such trouble. Okay, I've arrived at my destination. Go the brakes, everything is fine. Alright, I think I will end this little test stream. Unfa's adventure. Oh, hello, Unfa, after so long. Wee. How are you? I'm feeling good. I had a busy week. I've been away working for 2 days straight, actually 2.5 days. Been out of town. Done my job. I'm glad I'm back, but still have some things to do. I hope to finish editing a video soonish. Maybe I'm gonna let in some air. Yeah, I'm making a video about making sound effects loop seamlessly, because that's a pretty common thing to do when you're working with video game sound effects. You need to make loops that will play indefinitely and will sound like they never end. And for that, you need to be able to make a sound repeat without ever glitching out. And that is not as simple as one might think. So the video is 1.5 hours, I think. Or did I have... Maybe it's going to be a bit shorter. It's going to be a long one. But, yeah. Okay, for some reason the chat hides at some point. Glitches are good too. Well, glitches are great if you want them. If you want like a smooth wind noise that's going to repeat over and over, you don't want glitches in that. You want the smoothness. If you want like a bird song, you don't want weird stuff going on in there, or it's gonna break immersion and just sound like you messed up. So yeah, I've prepared 7 example sound files. Some are recorded, some are synthesized, and I'm looping them seamlessly. I start with the simplest possible case and then go up slowly, ramping up difficulty. And first I do all of that in Audacity, and then I take all of that and do it again, but in Ardor. So I think it's going to be a very interesting video to also see how would you approach the same problems in Ardor, and which one, Audacity and Ardor, is going to work better for what purpose. Because I think for most part Ardor works much better because it's non-destructive and you can very easily tweak your work. In Audacity, if you want to tweak your work, usually that requires you to undo a lot of things. Let me read the chat. Hello, found your channel 2 days ago. Pretty amazed with quality, nice buddy. And not interested with the music. Ah, show me the chat. Nasty YouTube's hiding the chat from me. Show me the chat. I'm not interested with that music, but also using Linux for production programming. I do a little bit of programming because I'm also making some games with Godot engine. I would not consider myself a programmer. I'm not great at it. I struggle to program something, but once I do program something and it works, I have a lot of joy out of seeing it work. Yeah. By the way, I have this little project called LiveStreams, which is a free and open source multiplayer FPS game that we've started about a year ago with Combustible Lemonade, who is my friend. And recently there's been some people who started we formed a little team, and we have some artists and some management people, and yeah, I hope we're gonna make a nice game. It's gonna be really cool. So Godot 4 is not stable yet, so working with it is quite troublesome. For example, at this point in time, I am unable to run my project 99% of the time because it just freezes Godot. And sometimes when I do manage to load it, well, yeah, it's difficult. The Godot team has to fix some bugs before the development can move on at a steady pace. Are you using 5G unfa? I'm not using 5G. My phone is not 5G compatible. It's about 3 years old. It's a OnePlus 5T, and these don't come with 5G. Yeah, I know 5G is much faster, but it also has much less range and is much more easy to obstruct because of the higher frequencies, which have less penetration. Oh, what is that? Ha! Sivarajan R is asking, have you tried integrating PipeWire with Ardor? I did. It doesn't work well. It really screws up timing. It doesn't manage the time master thing well. It messes. It has issues when you try to do MIDI. I've tried to do a simple thing, which is just to send out a MIDI sequence to an Akai laptop production controller, LPC, I believe. It's a controller with a bunch of LED lit buttons that you can just tap and trigger loops or something. And I just wanted to send out a bunch of notes to it to test the LED lights of different colors, because you steer them with velocity. Like velocity 0 on a given note makes the light go off, velocity 1 makes it green, velocity 2 makes it flashing green, velocity 3 and 4 make it red, and velocity 5 and 6 make it yellow, which means just the red and green LEDs under the button are lit at the same time. But I was not able to do this well. Some part of it was Ardor 6.7 something really messing up and like not being able to play back my MIDI, losing notes. Like, I don't know, that was just ridiculously bad. I really hope Ardor 7 is gonna fix all the MIDI mess, and it's gonna fix it quickly, because that's a pain in the butt. Yeah, so PipeWire is not ready for audio production. Just give it more time. It's not ready yet. It's very unstable for that purpose. I've heard some people have very good luck running it as on desktop when they just consume media, but if you want to produce media, you better not do that. It's just not gonna work very, very well, I think. Come on, give me the chat. Lags in the stream. Linux Studio says, speaking of phones, I got a PinePhone months ago, and man, it is slow. Okay, that's not a great thing, because I do need a fast phone, especially since I'm using it for video, and yeah, it's good to have a little, very mobile camera in your pocket that you can do things like, you know, stream to YouTube's. Yeah, so I hope in a few years the Linux phones are going to catch up to the Android phones and provide like, if they like in 2 to 3 years can provide at least the capacity that the phones have now, that the Android phones have now or had a year ago, that will already be pretty awesome, and I would be able to go with that. And also, if they don't cost $1,000 at that point as well, that would be nice, because that's just a ridiculous price to pay for a phone. Oh, I think I can try and rotate. Let's see if this works. Maybe it's gonna break. Maybe it will work. Hello? Oh, it seems to work. Nice. I hope. Oh, still here hiding the chat from me. Chaotic says, I just got the Moto G50 as my new phone has 5G and it's cheap for what you get specs wise. That's good. I was considering a Motorola when it was time for me to buy a new phone, but I chose the OnePlus 5T over a Motorola that was very similarly spec'd and similarly priced, but the OnePlus had smaller screen resolution, which I thought was already very high, and I didn't really need that because I'm not gonna use my phone for VR too much, and except for that, like having more than 1080p on a phone is already an overkill in my opinion. I couldn't get a phone that has a 1080p screen. I know Librem 1 has a 1080p screen, I believe, which I think is good because I don't think you need that much more on a phone really, and it saves a lot of processing requirements, so you can have a faster phone using less battery because it doesn't have as many pixels to process every single frame. I wonder if my frame rate is good. I'm gonna watch this stream after it ends. It seems to me like I have like 20 frames per second going on. I wonder if it looks like that on your side, or is it just the streaming preview? Let me know in the chat if you can. What's your opinion on ZRhythm DAW? I haven't tried it in a while. I've tested it like 2 days ago. It was one of the sequencers I tried to use to send out this MIDI sequence to this Akai LPC, and I couldn't figure out how to send MIDI to a device in ZRhythm, so I failed to do this. But I've yet have to like do a proper session with ZRhythm, the recent version. Just sit down with it, test it thoroughly, try to make a track with it and see how it goes. Because I don't know, unfortunately, I can't tell much things about ZRhythm right now. I know it's developing steadily, and I know some people have already made a few tracks, like a viewer and a community member named Sahativa has been making dub tracks with ZRhythm for a while now, and they are really cool. So like you can definitely make a track with ZRhythm. I haven't tried it yet since my stream where I tested it. Linux Studio asks, Linux Studio says, I got a ThinkPad with a 4K display and it's more trouble than it's worth, to be honest. Okay, are you running a Linux on it? I guess you are. Okay, I think it really depends on how large the display is, because like 4K in a laptop that is even 17 inches, to my opinion, is like really silly. Like, why would you do that? It's just, you can't see the resolution. Like, you don't want to work on a laptop and like have it right in your face to see the pixels, or like see that you can see the pixels. What's the point of that? I understand the marketing factor of Retina displays, and like the pixels are so small you can't even see them. But I wouldn't even be able to see like 1044 or 1440 on a 17 or 15 inch laptop, I think. And even if I can see the pixels, why do I want to not see them? Like, it's not that big of a deal to me. And 4K in a laptop is, to me, just ridiculous. Not very usable. Chaotic says, I always go for Motorola's. For some reason, they just always seem priced well for what I need. Like Google and Samsung are too expensive for me. Yeah, I think OnePlus has also been very moderately priced, which was great. Though I think their recent phones have been getting more and more expensive, because I think they've been like, you know, investing in their brand, and they are more and more recognizable as a brand, and I think they are ramping up the prices of their phones because now people will buy them anyway. I'm not very happy about it, but I also don't feel I need a stronger, more featureful phone than OnePlus 5T. If my OnePlus 5T died and there was nothing, and there weren't any consideration-worthy Linux phones out there, I would just probably try to get another OnePlus 5T, because I don't need anything more. It has a great camera. It has... It's enough. Just enough. I don't need to spend $1,000 on a phone. Just please. Are we gonna get live unfa car vlogs now? PT Joe says. I don't know. Maybe you can get some unfa live from other places, like maybe I could like bike to some woods and stream from there. So it would be nice if YouTube would ingest SRT, because I am a bit afraid around RTMP or RTSP is not going to be enough for bad connections. Michael Tunnel says Librem 5 is 1440 by 720, not 1080, but the Librem 5 is a joke and no one should get it. Why do you say Librem 5 is a joke? Alan Turing says YouTube video stats say it's 30 FPS for what is worth. Okay, 30 FPS is perfectly fine for this. I usually try to get 60, but you can't get 60 from a phone. Like, oh, this camera can do 60. The front-facing camera can do 60 frames per second at 1080. Only 30. Also, I wonder if the stream is 1080p. I don't know. It'd be nice to see. I'm gonna check it later. Linux Studio says, yeah, Arch plus Plasma on that 4K. Scaling for GTK is weird. I wanted 2K, but that wasn't an option. Have you tried KDE 5? I wonder how it would look on a 4K screen in a laptop. Please try Linux Studio and let us know. Rogren says, hi unfa, what did you think of Microsoft's Windows 11 announcement calling Linux Nobody OS after claiming to be the first OS with tiling windows? I watched part of the announcement video. I think the music was pretty cool at some points, and that it was generally well animated. I also think it's pretty, like, for a Linux user, doesn't seem like some very revolutionary OS. Like, most of the features seem to have already been on the Linux side for years, some for decades. I like the tiling things because, like, I think it would be beneficial if we copied some ideas how Windows does tiling, because I think it is actually pretty useful that when you drag a window on Windows 10, when you drag a window to the side of your screen, it fills up half of it, and then it lets you pick another window that you want to put on the other side of the screen. I think it's really nice because it saves you some steps, because usually when I do drag a window and put it to the side to, like, have it occupy half of my screen, I do want to do something similar with another window. So I think Windows 10 behavior for that is an optimization that is a good thing. And I would welcome something like this in KDE 5. And I think the KDE team should look at Windows 11 concept of this tiling and see if they can improve their work upon that, because yeah, I think there's some good ideas to be taken from Windows. It's not totally crap. I mean, there are some good ideas there. Yeah, I think this tiling thing is a good idea. I don't think anything else is really that much of a good idea, though I didn't pay really close attention to what was happening in there. And tell me, did they really say something about Linux in the Windows 11 like add, like they didn't. I would expect Microsoft to just not mention anything else. Like they said, it's built for any device. I am waiting for it to run on my potato. No, I'm just joking. I'm not gonna get Windows. Joel Hawkins says, just want to shout out KPP Tube Amp, really great guitar amp sim for Linux. Is this like Kapitanov? KPP Tube Amp. Is that an LV2 plugin? I haven't heard about it. I just need to check it out. Michael Tunnel says 4K laptops are valuable because the quality of the screen is usually higher than 1080p. 1080p is the new 1366 by 768. There are many low quality 1080p screens these days. Okay, but then you don't buy a laptop with a TFT matrix, with a TFT panel, and you're good. Like, get a laptop with an IPS panel. Though some IPS panels still have weird colors. Like, I had a laptop, an MSI Alpha 15 laptop that I purchased for work. The company purchased it after I chose it, and it had an IPS screen, but everything that was red on that screen looked quite kind of pinkish. It was really strange. Oh, Rob van den Berg is in here. Welcome, Rob. Where did Microsoft say that? Oh yeah, I would like to know that too. I had a 14-inch 2K display I used at 100%. Maybe I have eagle eyes, I don't know. Linux Studio says, I think you do. I had trouble adjusting to a 1080p 15-inch laptop at first when I was using 1366 by 768 for years. But now, like, it's normal. It's, however, a 15-inch display is still very small, and I don't think 1080p really like. A screen can be much larger than 15 inches and still be perfectly fine with 1080p. I think 21 inches is still good. Michael Tunnel says, which distro did you try PipeWire on? This shouldn't matter, but it very much does matter. Manjaro, of course. Manjaro with KDE, what I'm running on my laptop. And I just installed the PipeWire jack, PipeWire Pulse Audio, PipeWire ALSA packages, and PipeWire or Manjaro-PipeWire. Made sure it replaced everything, and when I actually checked and it was running, it was all really cool because I had Firefox produced its own node in Carla that I could connect something and I could like have different programs. That was really cool. But when I tried making music, music production programs like Ardor, Zrhythm, Patronio, Sec66, they had very much they had many problems. They were freezing, they were crashing, there were problems with playback getting stuck, or playheads like starting to rush forward or just jumping all over the place. So I think PipeWire's like PipeWire's implementation of jack transport may be faulty here, I think. Or yeah. Does running a PC 4K affect Windows performance? You mean running 4K, having a 4K display in your Windows PC? I have no idea. I don't have a 4K display and I don't have Windows to test that with. I know Niels Hilbricht has been using 4K with Arch Linux, but he used a Tiling Window Manager. Pizza Loving Nerd says, I think 1080p is fine. 4K needs a better GPU and they are more expensive. Well, especially now, when this whole GPU shortage and all. Do you use the latest Olive version? Is it stable? The latest Olive version, which is 0.2, it's not stable. It's not ready for production yet. I've just tested it today actually, because I recorded some I have recorded some 4K 10-bit vlog footage with this thing. Panasonic GH5. Loving this camera. And I wanted to test, see what I get, and the math nodes, which are the only way to adjust exposure, brightness, and all that stuff, were not working at all. Not sure, maybe if you just drop footage and want to cut it, it's gonna work. I didn't test that, but you can't affect the exposure of footage at this point in time. Something's broken, so I'm waiting for another nightly build. Chaotic asks, how many people in chat still only have 1080p displays? I use two 1080p displays for my studio machine, and that's great. I was considering getting a 4K display, but that would cost me twice as much as my two 1080p displays, which kind of makes sense because it's exactly the price per pixel is equivalent. But I'm happy I didn't, because I don't think my GPU could handle that, and it would be all quite more difficult to handle. Also, I just discovered my car has a nice little box for keeping glasses, which is pretty amazing. I didn't know these exist. Linux Studio says Fedora is rock solid. Used it for years. Is that like Fedora? Is that Fedora Silver Blue? Is that the thing that just rolls back everything you do on the system? Ah. Okay, I need to cut this live stream here, because it's already been longer than I thought. And actually, it's been going for like 45 minutes. I think I could be doing some more of these random ones, answering all your questions, like doing nothing but just answering your questions, because you have a lot of questions, and that's really interesting, and I enjoy this. This was supposed to be just a quick test if I can stream from anywhere using my phone, and it seems it was successful, because I did stream. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope to come out with another video for you. There's been some ideas from the community for me to start making a podcast, or like just leisurely interviewing people. That sounds interesting, but we'll see. Alrighty, thank you also for joining me, for asking questions. Hope you've enjoyed this little random stream. Yay! See you. How do I close this thing? Oh, that's the button.